Hi guys, welcome back to Dee's Show and Tell. Today I've got the Apple AirPods 3rd generation. I bought these from a local retailer here for 250 Australian dollars. They normally retail for about $279, but I have seen some deals pop up despite the very recent release. I'll do an unboxing and run you through everything you need to know and my experience using them. If this is your first time at my peep show, I do unboxings, reviews on all things tech, and I'll try to do a new video every week or two. So if you also have a tech fetish, please subscribe. Anyway, enough weirdness, let's start off with the unboxing. So what you have is a standard fare AirPods box. Doesn't look much different to the AirPods of yesteryear. Got pull strips at the back, which you just pull off in order to open it up. Inside, you get the manuals, your warranty information, as you normally do. You get a USB-C to Lightning cable, and we have the AirPods and its case. So let's have a look at the exterior. So the fit and finish is what you'd expect from Apple. It is very similar to the previous year AirPods. They've got a white gloss finish. I'll put the dimensions of the AirPods up on the screen if that matters to you. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison versus the AirPods Generation 2. These definitely have a wider case, but they are not as wide as the AirPods Pro. There's a light indicator for battery and charging, a lightning port at the bottom. On the rear, it says designed in Cali, made in China. The hinge is a magnetic lid with a satisfying clap on the close. And now onto the buds itself. So it's a new design. It's got a shortened stem. It looks a bit like a hybrid between the Generation 1, 2 and the AirPod Pros. It's not an in-ear design like the AirPod Pro, so there's no silicone tips, but there's a curved half in-ear style, so slightly different to the original AirPods. When put in the case, they are magnetized and don't fall out when you tip it upside down with the lid open. What I love about these, and you know it's all about the small things, is that due to more of the head of the AirPods being accessible in the case, pulling them out is so much easier than previous generation and compared to other similar earbuds. Now into its specs and functions. So the AirPods Gen 3 use the H1 chip, it's got Bluetooth 5.0 and it uses Apple's AAC Bluetooth codec. Flipping open prompts iPhones to pair, very seamless. If you are using Android, PC or any other non-Apple device, you just need to hold down on the pairing button on the rear of the case in order for it to pair up. The functions are pretty straightforward. You squeeze the stem to pause play, double squeeze to skip forward, and triple to skip back. You can say Hey Siri to activate Siri, which is great. With the exception of the voice assistant, these functions also work with Android phones, which is good to see, as I've always liked the original AirPods, but I had to rely on a third-party app to use it on my Galaxy device. The case also supports wireless charging with a pad or a MagSafe charger if you have one of those. So if you misplace your AirPods, you can use two different methods of locating them. There's a sound method or a proximity method. This time around, Apple also has included an ear detection, or as Apple calls it, skin detect, so it knows when its cold plastic is touching your warm cavities.
Nice.
You can also do audio sharing of songs between two sets of AirPods. And as you expect with the Apple ecosystem, these AirPods have seamless switching between all your different Apple devices. If you're moving to your MacBook, for example, it'll prompt to switch device and you can just quickly switch it across there as your output. I put it through my point and shoot test. So the main point of this test is to check its reliability. I've had earbuds in the past where you're trying to pull it out of the case. It's very hard, it's slippery. You put it in your ears and only one side connects. So let's see how it went. Worked flawlessly. So let's talk about fit. I use these for a few hours at a time and they're very, very comfortable. It's more of a snug fit compared to the Generation 2 that I have, and there's no concerns with running with them in as well, which is great. Using a shorter stem does take a little bit more getting used to, but never did I feel I missed the longer stem. I used it for 3 hours straight with no ear fatigue. And just so you know, my preference has always been on that AirPod design, or as some would call it, the half in-ear design. And that's the same for all the other wireless buds that I have, which I will do a comparison in an upcoming video. But generally speaking, in-ears do feel comfortable at the start, but usually after a few hours, my ears get a little bit sore, so they're not really my preference. And now the most important part of this review is the sound. So the third gens come with spatial audio, which is present in the AirPods Pro, as well as the Pro Max. And how that works is it's got dynamic head tracking, which gives you a very three-dimensional sound. I absolutely love it. It gives sounds that binaural element, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, which makes you feel like the music is being performed in front of you. And movies is dead set just like you're in the cinema. It is a very immersive experience. As the name suggests, when you tilt your head the other way, sound from one ear will reduce, making it feel as if the sound source is right in front of you. Apple has also included their adaptive EQ, which is supposed to auto-tune music specifically for your ear shape or your ear canal. That's a little bit hard to test, but otherwise the sound is amazing. It's an improvement on the AirPods 1st gen and 2nd gen. The sounds are very well balanced. Sub bass is definitely improved, but keep in mind they are half in ears, so if you love deep rumble bass, you're definitely not going to get that here, but they definitely pack a bit of a punch. I would describe the sound signature as a bit of a V shape, so a bit of a dip in the mids, but improved in the sub bass compared to the original AirPods, and of course crispy highs. Beats by Tim, am I right? But they're great sounding, and broadly speaking, your general consumer is really going to enjoy these. Audiophile eliters, look away. These sound great on any genre. The more mainstream, the better. I've no shame in saying that I've rocked out to some Doja Cat on these. And now I'm just going to quickly touch on latency. So generally speaking, videos and movies are going to work just fine. There was no audio and video sync issues. Game latency, I did notice a bit of a delay when firing off a weapon and hearing the gunfire. There isn't a game mode here, unfortunately. For any casual player, you're probably not going to notice or care too much. It didn't bother me personally. I was able to get through a round of PUBG for that chicken dinner. So onto the calls and microphone. So there's a great improvement on the microphone. It's covered in acoustic mesh this time around, and the mic faces inwards to minimize wind noise. I've done a recording of both the 2nd gen and the 3rd gen side by side, so take a listen. Here is a recording of the Apple AirPods 3rd generation. Here is a recording of the Apple AirPods 2nd generation. If you ask me, I think the 3rd generation sounds a lot better. So the battery, it's got a 133 milliwatt hour battery. It was 93 milliwatt hours on the AirPods 2. So it's rated for 6 hours maximum, 5 hours if you've got spatial audio on, 4 hours for calls, and you get 30 hours in total with the case. 5 minutes of charging will give you an hour of listening. All in all, a single charge will get you roughly 1 extra hour as compared to the previous generation. In my test of my normal listening volume, just running through my Spotify playlist, I got just over 6 hours, so it definitely does what it says on the tin. All in all, I say it's pretty good performance. My other half in-ear earbuds tend to only get around 3 to 4 hours per charge. So the conclusion. If you're coming from the 1st or 2nd gen AirPods, these are a fantastic upgrade. They sound great, the special audio in particular was a real treat. The only thing left to test on are my special stash of videos in my work folder.
Are you serious?
But the AirPods 3 are no joke for anybody that prefers a half in-ear style earbud. Battery life was excellent compared to its alternatives. It was all day comfortable, and for day-to-day use for calls and music, it just works. And that doesn't sound like something that requires high praise, but let me tell you, it does. I've used a lot of earbuds, and you just can't take day-to-day reliability for granted. Most Apple supporters will probably have jumped on these already, but if you are coming from a different device, whether it be Android, or if you intend to use them for web calls or meetings on a Windows PC, just know you do lose a lot of the special features that make these great, which is one of its few cons, but don't worry, I have a few alternatives in my upcoming video, so do subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out. Other than that, at a retail price of $279 AUD, whether that is good value to you is going to be subjective. The wireless earbud market has tons of alternatives, and right now, at just the price of $50, could get you something that performs equally as well in my opinion, but without the seamless nature and additional features that make the AirPods 3 special. If you're interested in picking up a pair of these, I have an affiliate link in the description below if you want to help out the channel. That's all from me this time. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next show.